What are you doing?
You said if I wanted to buy or sell a house in Central Florida that I should follow you.
On social media!
You got a link?
Buying or selling a home? Visit celebratingflorida.com or follow me on social media.
And we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Parts Unknown. And Ringmaster Holly lost her camera. There she is.
Just my head. Oh, hi guys.
Hello. Before we get to the show, I got a special video I just want to share really quick.
Me, Cookie Monster, and me here. It's very important day. It's your birthday, and me got you a very special treat. Cookies! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Nummy, nummy. Wait a minute. Me have to sing you super special birthday song. Music! J is for Justin, that's good enough for me. J is for Justin, that's good enough for me. It's Justin's birthday, and Justin starts with J. Let's celebrate you, Justin, today. That's right. Whose birthday is it? Justin! Oh, yeah. That's good enough for me. J
So funny.
good enough for me. It's Justin's birthday, and Justin starts with J. Celebrate you, Justin. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ah, yeah, happy birthday. Now it's time to celebrate with cookies. Nummy num, nummy num, nummy num, 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 num. This one for you, and this one for me. Nummy num, num.
I don't know why it pauses.
Happy birthday. Now clap.
That was cute. Happy birthday, Justin.
Yeah, that
Happy
was
birthday,
a perfect
Justin.
ending to it as well.
I want a cookie.
Yeah, no kidding. I like your background today, Justin. It looks familiar, that background.
Yeah, like I was explaining to Stan before we went on, I have a mess behind me. So I thought, instead of cleaning up the mess, I'll just put up a green screen. That'll be so much easier.
Much easier.
It would have been easier to clean.
Can I do that with my house?
Well, because behind me now is like my build shelf where I build Lego, and I've been.
That's a big poster, actually.
So I grabbed a random
It's over my waist.
background that was already in here that would work with my green screen, and this was the first one I picked.
It looks
Perfect.
spooky, she says. Kelly says. Oh, we got a great.
Well, that's because it's Halloween. And oh wait,
Halfway, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Mother's Day. You know, she kind of looks like a mother.
Something.
Alrighty. So we don't run out of time. Let's get right into it. Last time we left off, for people, those of you that are following along, I was leaving Hong Kong, and I actually took a taxi from the airport from the hotel to the airport. And remember, didn't have any money. I was worried about.
Yes.
So I found it. I said to the taxi driver, I was going to take an Uber, and I went out and there was a taxi waiting, and I said, "Hey, do you take credit card?" And he says, "No." But he would call somebody that does. So he called another taxi driver that had a credit card machine.
Why didn't you do Uber?
Well, the guy was waiting. And so I started talking to him, and I said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to call an Uber." He said, "No, don't call an Uber. I'll call somebody." So he called his friend, and his friend had a credit card machine. So I was able to take a taxi. I know. I should have just done it, not said anything, and
Yeah.
done an Uber. But
Oh,
anyways. But before we leave Hong Kong, I just wanted to quickly show the Hong Kong buses were really nice. I think they were actually kind of cool looking too. They have this kind of neat window design on them.
Uh-huh.
And then not all of them, but most of them, quite a few of them, of course, have to be, Duffy.
have to have
one of
Duffy.
them.
Boy,
Those
there's
are
a Duffy
powerful
centric
ones.
part there, isn't there?
I like the details on the back here, how it looked like Iron Man.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh
cool.
yes, the food does get better. Yes, the food does get better. Here's a Toy Story bus.
I don't think it could get any worse.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay, so now this is on a Disney bus. And all the buses had this in Hong Kong. And you can see here's like someone wearing Mickey ears. This is a Disney bus. This is one of those buses.
Uh-huh.
On this sign, it is an offense in law for a passenger to talk to a driver.
Like ever or only when they're in motion?
I don't know.
I
Like-
assume only in motion, but
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was shocked to see this on a Disney bus, though, that they would have this sign that you can't talk to the driver. The driver doesn't talk to you. Like I get on, like the first time, I didn't know where the driver was taking me. Like, you go to the park, he just kind of nodded and pointed to me to sit down. Like,
Yeah, that's
So-
crazy.
one thing I do remember about Hong Kong though is like so much of the signage and everything is in English.
Yeah.
So it is that makes it so much easier
Yeah.
for people from America or Canada to get around.
absolutely, yeah. Hong Kong was way easier to get around than Tokyo was, as far as
Shanghai also was a little difficult to get around because of they didn't have as much English.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where I'm planning to go. My next international.
But yeah, you'll love the park, but yeah,
Yeah. I need
Yeah.
someone. to go
there
with
is a little bit of that language barrier if you,
Justin, come
especially
with
if you
me.
don't have
Let's
someone
go
with you
together.
to
Let's go to Shanghai.
translate.
You and me. Let's do Shanghai. So travel to Tokyo. So I booked an airline. I didn't know what I was booking. I just went for a good price. Well, it turned out it was a budget
no.
airline. It was a brand new airline. It's called Hong Kong Express. And budget airlines in Hong Kong and in Asia are a little bit worse than they are.
Are a little even more bare bones than ours because
Yeah,
that's saying
yeah.
something.
So I pre-ordered a meal. It was a longer than I thought. It was like a 5-hour flight or something like that, if I recall.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a long flight. There we go, Pinky in the Brain. All right, somebody liked my shirt. Yes, I actually bought this one, and I love it. That has a pocket that's perfect. Like,
Oh,
they
that
did a
is-
great job.
That is
on that.
perfect. I didn't even realize it had a pocket.
I
That's
know.
so perfect.
I know, it's like one of the ones I make. So anyways, it was Hong Kong Express. So we had to go out onto the tarmac and climb up the ladder to get to get onto
Yeah.
the plane. At this point, I'm not even realizing that this is a budget airline yet. Until
You're
they
like,
kind
oh,
of
this is
started.
just a plane. This will be fine.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not much neat leg room.
Oh my goodness.
The lady
it's not like,
beside
it's
me
not like
was
Stan is like a
laughing.
super tall person either. I mean, this is
No,
That is-
I'm not a tall person. The lady beside me, like I went like this, like I kind of showing like my knee space. And I think she was laughing hysterically at like how she had lots of leg room. The lady beside me.
Was she 4'11"?
Yeah, pretty much. And her daughter, I think, was like 4'10".
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Some of the people from over in that part of the world are, well, first of all, they weigh less than some Americans for a start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. The seat backs were about an inch thick, like total. And they did not recline whatsoever. They do not recline.
No
There's
recline.
no button.
Okay.
There's no reclining.
I'm
The
guessing
button
there
is not
wasn't a screen in the back
No,
of
yeah, no, there's no
the
screen.
seat to watch movies or anything.
Wait, could you watch anything on your phone? Like, did they offer?
Any Wi-Fi even?
I honestly, I think I slept for most of the trip. But
Oh, well,
Fair
that's good.
I brought a bottle of water. You're not allowed to drink your own water. You have to buy a bottle of water if you want water. They have
What?
people walking up and down all throughout
What?
the entire flight, making sure you're not drinking your own water.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, so you have to buy a bottle of water from them on the airplane. Even you can't even
Right.
like bring
Yeah.
one in from like the
No
airport.
way.
Yeah. And you
Wow.
have
Okay,
to.
and how much was a bottle of water?
I just sip mine once in a while.
Okay.
They weren't looking. So I pre-ordered the
Such a
truffle mushroom.
rebel.
Is that a lean cuisine?
What's that?
Is that a lean cuisine?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, cuisine up here. Yeah, truffle mushroom cuisine. So I pre-ordered this on the plane. Yeah,
I'm
there
gonna
would be no
guess,
room to
I'm gonna
recline.
guess the picture on the box looks better than what you actually got.
Susie had to do that in Paris. She had to go walk up on the tarmac.
I love the name Goth Betty, by the way.
Mhm.
So anyway, so this is how it arrived. It was actually really good.
Okay.
It was one of the best.
that looks better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Well, it's
it
better
was-
than any of the other food you've been showing.
Oh, I know. I'm like, hey, things are going my way for the food all of a sudden. Like this was really good. I have to say, I was very impressed with my meal. Here's the plane. It's
Hey,
a
at
brand
least
new
the
airline.
plane
It's
is
like
not
2
on
years old.
fire.
Okay, so I get to Tokyo, and I had this all figured out where you just go to this one kiosk, like a machine,
Uh-huh.
and you pick which train you want, because I wanted to go to the Chibi station. So I would pick the Chibi station, pick English, pick Chibi station, pick your seat, insert or tap your card. It will print out a ticket with your seat number on it. For the
Okay.
life of me, I could not find that machine. Like I was wandering around that train station trying to find this machine, and I could not find it anywhere. And I asked some guy, you know what, just go to the counter, the guy said. So I go to the counter, and the lady there sells me a ticket, but it didn't have a seat number on it or anything.
Okay.
And I go, like, is this like, do I get to pick a seat? She goes, no, you just sit anywhere. And I'm like, okay. Like, where do I go now? And she goes, well, just go down the stairs. And I go, okay. So I go down the stairs, and there's a guy there that works at this train station, and I show him my ticket. It was completely in Japanese. And I show him the ticket. So he tells me to stand behind this blue line. I go, okay. So I stand behind the blue line, and as other people are coming, he's telling them to stand behind these different lines and all that. So then he comes up to me, and he looks at he wants to see my ticket again. He doesn't speak any English. I show him the ticket again. Then he moves me over to this yellow line and tells me to stand beside the yellow line. So the train comes, people come off, and everybody on the blue lines go on the train. And the people, and I'm looking, and there's people on yellow lines and people on blue lines. Everyone on the blue lines get on the train, but people behind the yellow lines are standing still. So I'm like, do we go on second? So we have to stand, or like, and then the train doors close and the train leaves, and the people on the yellow lines are still standing there. So now I'm thinking, am I supposed to go to the blue line now, or do I stay on the yellow line? Like, everybody's in lines. That's Japan. Everyone is so organized. Everyone is always in line. You know how the bus comes, everybody's in a big huddle at the bus station? No, everybody's in the line at the bus station.
Okay.
So the next train comes.
In Shanghai too, at Shanghai Disneyland, people were like very, very rigid about they didn't have to have the cast members tell people to stand behind the lines and whatnot. Everyone just they behaved a lot better.
Oh yeah, Susie says that food looks good. So the next train comes, and everybody in the yellow line start going onto the train after everybody gets off. So I go,
Okay.
I guess this is my train. So I get on the train, and then so this is like the map on the train, and so this is where I am, and this is where I had to go is Chiba. So that was the station I needed. So I'm going to get there, but there's like, I don't know, 19 stops between.
Ooh.
Whereas the other one would have had like 2 stops only.
Oh,
It was an
gee.
blue
express.
one?
Okay.
Yeah, the one where you have to get your own, you get to pick your seat and you have a luggage service, and it was.
Oh, shoot.
But this one was about 5 times cheaper than
Okay.
the other one. So I'm not in
So
any
that's probably
hurry.
why you ended up with that when you went to the.
So I ended up in the same station. It just took me a bit longer, So
Got
it worked out. So good thing there was a guy there that tells you where to stand, because I would have went on that first one, and God knows where I would have ended up.
Hong Kong.
Hotel room. I think, Holly, I messaged you and said your family would need 5 of these.
Yeah.
One just for your luggage.
What is that on the left?
So this is a pants iron.
Okay.
So you can iron your pants, a mirror, a bathroom door, and then the bed area.
Is there like? Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
And I stayed at 5 hotels. I stayed at this one the longest, and it was the worst one. Like, it was the smallest one.
Is that a window or is that?
Yeah, that's a
I'm-
window.
I'm
That's-
so claustrophobic just looking at that.
Yeah, the bed's right up against the wall.
My
No plug for my CPAP device. Actually, yeah, there was a plug, but no place to put my CPAP device.
On the previous photo,
Wow.
is that just a reflection of the TV in the mirror?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It looks like a fridge.
yeah. There's a
Well,
little
good.
fridge.
It looked
There's
like
a little
maybe
fridge.
it was like a screen on the thing or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the fridge doesn't come on until you turn the switch on. Good luck
Okay.
finding that switch. There's a note saying you have to turn the switch on. I'm looking inside the fridge. I pull the fridge out. Where the hell? The fridge is on top of the counter here somewhere. But the fridge did work very well, I have to say. So it's a little desk with a TV on it in the fridge, and
Now, if I was
pretty much
staying
the
there
room.
alone, I don't think I would mind. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, to stay with more than one person, that would.
Yeah. So here's
That's
the other
crazy.
view of it. So they give you pajamas, which was like a size, I don't know, like I'm like a size 44 or 43 or something. I think these are like a size 30. Which, I could barely.
Which is an extra large for them,
Yeah, it was an extra large. Yeah. The bathroom was nice.
I think the bathroom's bigger than the whole room.
Yeah. The bathroom was pretty nice. Had a full size tub. Actually, it was a really nice tub. You could relax and recline in it. Had a great shower. Has the bidet, Japanese style toilet with all the bells and whistles on the side here. Decent view, other than the
Okay.
chicken wire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
but pretty nice. I was on the 11th floor, I think, or the 12th floor. I was hungry. Went to 7-Eleven. I picked up some spaghetti and
and a hot
sausage
dog,
and bacon.
Okay.
spaghetti and hot dog. Okay,
Yeah.
And your
That was
pork
the thing.
intake for the week?
Yeah. This, and then a chicken and egg sandwich. I don't know which came first. and a strawberry and cream. This was really good.
Yeah, that looks really good.
And
But
every,
actually,
and every other time I went back, it was sold out. And I
the
went every
chicken
day.
and egg with teriyaki sauce, was that any good?
Yeah, actually, it wasn't bad. It was
Yeah.
actually pretty good. Yeah.
It's very odd, but it sounds pretty good.
And then I got this lemonade, and she ID'd me. So it was an alcoholic lemonade.
Yeah, you see it right
It says
there.
right there,
ALC.
5%.
Well, I just saw the peel. I thought, oh, this looks like a lemonade. I'll get this. I didn't read it. I didn't read it in the store. I'm like, it's lemon. It's new. It's got to be good. That's all I saw.
That's
Uh,
funny.
But this comes up again later. So that was pretty much it. So
Foreshadowing.
that was it.
Yeah.
So first full day in Tokyo. What the hell did I do again? I went to that big crossing, that busiest crossing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to the Nintendo store, and I wanted to get some real food, so I went to McDonald's. Everything's in Japanese, so I just kind of point. What went that? So yeah, teriyaki McBurger. I had to try something different. Look at that.
Is that chicken or beef?
I think
Yes.
it was beef.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was
So the
beef.
answer, yes, we think
It
so.
wasn't that good, honestly.
Uh,
They have go-karting down the streets. This is like the world's busiest street corner in the world, and they got guys driving around in go-karts, tourists
Yeah.
in the street. Oh, here we go. It's a video.
Doesn't look that busy.
Well, everyone's waiting on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Then everybody crosses at the same time. It wasn't that busy. I went to the Nintendo store, bought one of these big potato things. But they don't like it when you walk and eat at the same time.
I had one of those in Vancouver, I think.
So
Not
how did
quite
you-
as big as that, but
How did you learn that?
Just from research, they say you're not supposed to. So I sat in the corner like a moron eating my potato thing for an hour.
Okay. Wow, I would hate that.
Yeah. Some
I
people
would-
were walking around and eating. It's a touristy area. Probably could have got away with walking and eating.
Yeah.
Then there was this costume shop that had like these most amazing costumes. So I started taking pictures until the lady came out and started yelling at me for taking pictures.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like this is as far as I got in, and she started yelling at me about, "Don't take pictures." Anyways.
Oh yeah,
what
there's
is
a sign right there that says no photos.
Where's that? Oh, right here. Yeah, right there. Oh yeah. They made that big.
Oh my gosh, Stan.
Well, I didn't see that till just now.
And he took a picture of it.
Yeah, you know what? The potato thing was really good.
Yeah,
I
it looks
could go
crispy and
for
good.
one of those right now. It was like French potato chips, but a little bit soft in the inside.
Mhm.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I could go for
Yeah,
one
like I say,
right now.
I had one of those in Vancouver,
Vancouver. Yeah.
but about half the size of that. But
Well, they sell them in 3 different sizes too. I got the longest. They have longer, and longest. They call them.
Okay,
Like,
Steve.
Steve didn't see the no
Didn't
photo
see it
sign
either.
either. That potato thing.
all
was
right,
good. Yeah.
well, if Steve didn't see it. We know we're good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm clicking the wrong one. Here we go.
Uh,
Okay, so this, I'm not sure if you guys heard about this 3D cat.
Nope.
So it's kind of like a Times Square almost type of thing where there's a 3D cat, and I took a special train ride, which was only the next station over, and I found it very quickly. I didn't get lost at all for once. And it's this billboard with this cat, and it has advertisements. And everybody's standing around waiting for the cat to appear. They don't care about the advertisements. But every once in a while, the cat comes out and it does different things like roll around or goes in a little hole or whatever. But I didn't know this, but you can't take video of it because it's scrambled. So it actually looks really real. It looks like a real giant cat when you watch it, and it looks 3D. But I shot a
when I was
video
in New
anyway,
York, I saw the one in.
and it
I saw
meows.
one
You can hear it
there.
meowing.
Yeah, we didn't have the cat, but
Yeah, it pushes
So
things out.
it scrambled it on purpose, or it was just your
I
phone?
think that's the technology. Is that
okay.
that your
Because
regular phone can't capture it?
Well, there's
right.
different options on your phone camera now.
I asked people around me, and everybody said nothing's working.
Okay.
Yeah, you know me. I've made friends with 8 people there, and they all said, "Yeah, that's not working." And then they go to the ads. Yeah. So Betty or Susie said she's seen this. It's really
and
cool.
Lily
Look it up
too.
on YouTube. There's people with better cameras than mine that I guess got videos.
Yeah.
But any video I've ever seen was really short, like 2 seconds.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not sure if it uses a ton of memory when they record it or what. But everyone around me, nobody was getting good videos or pictures. It just did not
That's
turn
interesting.
out. So I couldn't really spend too much time. I went to a record store. I did a little bit of shopping and stuff like that. I bought a shirt. I was going to wear the shirt today, but it's more of a kimono than a shirt kind of
Uh-huh.
type of thing. I had to go pick up the Star Wars Celebration tickets and get to the baseball game, so I couldn't spend too much time in downtown Tokyo. So this was kind of like the first Star Wars Celebration ticket I saw, or a sign. I
Okay.
saw it was in one of the train stations. I picked up the tickets. It went super smooth. picking up the tickets. The only thing was, so I had Scott's ticket, my ticket, and then I also bought a friend of mine and his wife, Chris, and his wife's ticket. And I transferred their tickets to them. And my plan was to just pick up Scott's and my ticket. And when I got there, she gave me all 4. And I said, well, no, my friend's coming for his too. Like, I transferred them to them. And she goes, no, you were the original purchaser. You have to take them.
Oh no.
And I'm like, well, that's fine. I'm going to see Chris for dinner tomorrow anyways. So
Okay.
What's the point of transferring it then, though?
transferring it so they can get their own passes for
Oh,
panels,
okay.
which was insane because if we're going together, we want to sit together in panels, right?
Yeah.
So we ended up none of us got the same panels together. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take it. So I messaged Chris, like, hey, Chris, you don't have to come get your tickets. I got them. I'll give them to you tomorrow. As I'm heading to the baseball stadium. The baseball stadium is walking distance from Celebration. And and Chris goes, well, hang on, I have to get disability access on mine with the military disability. I go, oh. And he goes, see if you can leave them with somebody or leave them there and I'll come and get it. And I said, well, I'll see if I can get the disability sticker put on. And he says, no, because I have to show my disability access card. Okay, get back in line. Go through it again. I tell the girl, I say, yeah, I got the disability. My friend has a military disability and I need to kind of leave these and then he'll come. And she goes, oh, I'll just put the sticker on for you. How many do you need stickers on for? And I'm thinking,
all of them?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 4? It's like, well, no, just the 2. So I said, Chris, I got your stickers. But he turns out I didn't realize it, but he was pick up someone else couldn't go, a friend of his couldn't go, and he had to go anyways to pick up the merchandise because if you pre-order merchandise, you get that when you pick up your tickets.
Yeah.
So he was going anyways. He got the same person as me, it turned out. And I guess he brought it up with them, and then he said, why would you allow someone to get the stickers on without confirmation first? Oh, he looked honest, she said. It's probably the Canada hat.
Well, especially because you didn't take them all either.
Yeah,
you had so many tickets, and
so we walk into the stadium. I met these guys because I had no idea what door to go in. You know, you're supposed to go in a certain gate. It was the ticket's completely Japanese. I wasn't able to read a thing on it. So I asked these. I was kind of talking to them for a bit, and I asked them what gate to go in, and they told me what gate to go in. And then I get into the gate, and I asked once I'm in, which entrance do I go? I got the entrance, and what gate do I go in? And so the guy pointed to me what gate to go in. And then I show the usher, what row and seat am I in? And she just kind of waves. I go, yeah, but where do I sit? Where do I sit?
Yeah.
And she goes, they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. You just go up. I go, yeah, but what row am I in? They're numbered. You just follow the numbers, she says. But there's no number on the ticket. Like, there's not, it's all completely Japanese. All right. I just found an empty seat and I sat down. So I had pretty decent seats. So
they weren't yours, but it worked.
Yeah, but nobody else complained. I had like
no one else claimed them, so that counts, right?
Seats empty in front of me and 5 empty on this side and 1 empty on this side. So I figured I could move over a couple. So the way it works, the outfield in the right outfield, when the home team's at bat, they're going nuts. They're clapping, they're applauding, they're singing, they're waving flags, they're blowing bugles. They have a song, and depending which batter is batting, that's what song they sing. And the left field is the visitors' fans. So when the home team's at bat, the right field's going nuts, and the visitors, they're quiet. And then when the visitors are at bat, the left field's going nuts, and the home team sits and they're quiet, and they don't sing or anything. The infield, the Japanese fans sit on their hands pretty much. If there's a home run, they go like that. You could tell who were the Americans and who were the Japanese fans because the American fans were cheering way louder for the home team than the Japanese fans were. So I was behind home plate, had great seats, but I took a trip out to right field to get a little video.
hear it. That's fun.
And they do this the entire time that the home team's at bat. Like whether it's a
Wow.
commercial break or if they get a streak and it's going the whole, like every batter in the lineup is batting, they'll do it for all 9 batters, and they change the song depending what batter is up to bat.
Wow, they go home exhausted.
Well, that's why they sit down and they're quiet when the visitors at bat. Like, oh God, I hope they get a lot of hits on the visitor side.
Hmm.
But it fills the entire stadium. Just this group here. It was something else. It was really something else. I was so glad I went.
Yeah, that's cool.
Got a churro at the ball game. The churro was really good. Nice
Well,
and
that's
fresh. Went to go get some food. I ordered this shrimp and noodle thing here.
Uh-huh.
I pointed at. I go, I'll get with this here. And the guy gives me the number, and of course the number is in Japanese, and they're calling out when they call your order in Japanese, you have to go get it. So the guy beside me, I go, hey, do you understand this? And he goes, yeah. Can you let me know when they call my number? He goes,
Oh
sure.
my gosh. That's so cool.
They call my number. He starts pushing me. Like, go. It's you. Whoop.
That's pretty funny.
So yeah, it was turned out it wasn't just shrimp. There was calamari in there. There was
Was it alive?
some octopus in there. There was things that were moving around. I don't know what this is, but it was spicy. Kimchi, I guess. This was something different.
That's
Oh.
calamari right there.
That's calamari. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
some
you have
kind of gristle.
octopus, shrimp,
So it's like, yeah, it's like, what am I even putting in my mouth?
So I know I don't like calamari, so I didn't eat the calamari. This was too spicy. I tried one piece of octopus tentacle, and that was enough.
fried octopus is pretty good, but I've never had it like that.
Yeah, I guess it's steamed octopus.
Oh. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. They had fireworks after the 5th inning, which was kind of weird.
They
So
needed a break. They were tired.
Well, usually it's after the
Yeah,
between
popcorn.
yeah. Lily's saying, what a neat experience. You know, it really was. I'm
Yeah.
so glad. I'm so glad I went to the baseball game, even though I went by myself. The cheerleaders come out and they're dancing around during the fireworks. So it was Star Wars night. So I thought they're gonna have Star Wars fireworks. Well, they had Star Wars fireworks, but it was basically John Williams music and fireworks going. But it
Mhm.
wasn't like when the Empire, like the Imperial March
Right.
was on, they were all red or nothing. It was just blue, green, red fireworks going all at random. Like it wasn't like Disney fireworks.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't tell a story.
It so very infrequently is.
Yeah. They have these ladies that run around selling beer. On these backpacks that are probably 100 pounds each.
Right.
And it was a cold night actually. One guy came by with selling coffee. I'll take a coffee. You know, it was expensive too. It was like $4 or something for a tiny cup of coffee, and it was like the worst coffee I ever had. It was absolutely horrible. It tasted like bamboo. He's another one selling the beer. They had different prices too. I'm not sure if they were different. I guess they're different types of beer they're selling, but they all had different prices too.
Yeah.
So then after that, I went back to my room, stopped up at 7-Eleven, and got the worst hot dog I ever had.
Ew.
That
Why would you
What-
even
what-
buy that?
Well,
that
because
was,
it's something I
what
never
I
had.
was gonna say.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, this looks disgusting. Let me pick this up.
Well, this doesn't look bad when you see
It
the
doesn't?
package.
Are you sure about that?
Pizza sand. And yeah, I guess it was pizza sauce and ketchup mixed together
Oh,
or something. I don't know. It was not good. Yeah, it was not
It
good.
does not look great.
Yeah, these are good. I picked up a bag of this, whatever this
what
was.
is it?
It's like
Potato
a
snack.
yeah, it's like a potato chip.
Oh,
It says
that looks
potato
good.
snack, salty
Yeah.
and flavorful.
Yeah, I think I've given you guys hickory sticks before. They're kind of like that, but round.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no one wanted to help you either. Yeah, Paris. You see, I had no problem in Paris getting help. Everywhere I went, people were more than willing to help me. So yeah, so that was it. So then day 7, I went to Small World and Planets, which is 2 different museums. So Small Worlds is the world's largest miniature museum.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then you can get a miniature made of yourself. I already have a miniature made of myself, but these ones you can get one like this big made of yourself. And they take photos of you and then they 3D print it, and then they hand paint the details,
Oh,
geez.
wow.
and then they mail it to you. You can get like this big. Actually, I got pictures of what you can get. But if you don't want it mailed to you, if you just want to buy it, they'll put your figures for a year in one of the displays. So you'll be part of the display for
Until you come back and
yeah,
pick it
for
up?
when you come back. Yeah. So this is the entrance to the museum. I thought this was kind of cool. It's kind of like
Oh,
a
that is cool.
yeah, it's like a 3D-ish kind of
Yeah.
yeah. It was a super cool museum. I'm glad I went.
So how you just researched things to do and that came up?
Yeah, and it was pretty close to the planets. It was like one train station away from
Okay.
the planet. It took me like an hour and a half to get to Small Worlds by train, and then it was like
Wow.
really close to the planets. I wanted to go to planets really bad. So this is all
I like this
miniatures. Like
place.
these breads are like this big type of thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you can actually buy you could buy this. It's like a little box about this big
Uh-huh.
with all the stuff in it. Here's a close up of the breads,
Cute.
and they have so here's a concert hall. You push a button, and then I don't know why I didn't take a video of it, but it was some kind of K-pop band, and they came up on the stage and they would dance, and lights would come and everything.
That's cute.
This is like an army base. They had like a space shuttle thing. It was amazing, all the stuff they have. So this is, you've probably seen this on YouTube if you've seen anything from this museum, or on Instagram or whatever. But this is a miniature. This isn't a real plane.
Wow. It looks so real.
Does it ever? I know. And then they had I took a video of it. The video is kind of long. It was like the city of Tokyo,
Uh-huh.
and you're looking at it, and it does like a 24-hour loop type thing where the sun comes up in the background and
Yeah.
the lights all kind of go off, and then all of a sudden all these sirens start going and these horns and all that, and then this building starts sinking down into the ground, and then
That's
these
horrible.
things go across, and then these cannons start shooting and stuff and everything, and it's like a big war.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So this would be $105 Canadian, so probably about $95 American to get a small figure made of yourself.
Hmm.
So that's part of the reason why I didn't. It was only $66 to get a medium-sized figure. I guess that's easier to paint. That's what
Yeah.
it says. Yeah. Then a large figure is $96.80 Canadian. And you can choose whatever pose you want and whatnot. Yeah. So anyway, Small Worlds. If you're ever here in Japan, and you got an extra
That's cute.
half hour or an extra half day or whatever,
Yeah.
this is a kind of a cool sign too they had in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really neat. Actually, I have one of these wooden things somewhere up here. Yeah, over there.
Very detailed.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So this is really neat. So this is, they have these steps, and then they have these ramps. So if you have a suitcase, suitcase can go along the ramp, or if you have a bicycle, you can push your bicycle
Oh.
on the ramp and walk on the steps.
I was thinking skateboarding.
I'm sure if that was here, they would do it for sure. Yeah. Yeah, but people use these ramps. We're using these ramps like all the time. It's really neat. And then planets was absolutely amazing. You have to book these in advance, like well in advance, and you have to pick what time you're going and all that. So planets, the opening shot I had with those big chrome things, that's part of planets. Oh, here it
Okay.
is. Yeah. So it's 3 categories. There's Earth, water, and air, I think. So this is the Earth was boring. There's these things, and you could push them and they rock, and people trying to get fancy pictures. This was the coolest thing. So you take I traced it, but it's pre-drawn, and I colored it. I tried to do it like Star Wars and R2D2 combined. I don't know. X-Wing Fighter and R2D2 combined. But when you take this, they scan it, and then you download an app, and then it comes onto your phone. So your plane is on your phone, and then you go and stand in this spot, and you flick up, and your plane leaves your phone, and it goes on the ground, and then it goes up onto the wall, and there's all these. It's a massive room, and there's all these drawings that people did are flying around. But then your phone becomes the remote control, so you can drive your plane or your blimp or your whale, or whatever it is that you drew. You drive that on the wall.
That's
so
fun.
You can go faster or slower and all that. And I'm driving my plane and this and that. It was really neat. And of course, when you go to take a picture of it, you leave the app and the plane takes off, and then you don't. So I took a picture of my plane because I gotta get a picture of this, and that was it. But it's just like a
fun
3D. It was really neat. And it's all these different rooms with just different things. So these are not the color of the balls. The balls are probably white, but they're projections shining on these balls.
Okay.
And you go across them, and the idea is you got to stay on the same color. Like you're supposed to stay on the same color of ball as you go across, and they're bouncy. You got my jersey? Thank you. So yeah, like this was I fell when I did it. And it makes noises as you hit each one.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Run on the wrong one there. Yeah, and I did this one, like the easiest one.
I was gonna say, why wouldn't somebody just do the pink one?
Yeah, I did the pink one, and I still fell. I knew it was going to fall. I tried to. I have zero balance. And then one room is just these crystals hanging down with all these lights, and they change and do all sorts of different patterns and all that. It was a lot of fun. And then this room had these giant balls in it that some of them are stuck to the wall, some of them are stuck to the ceiling, and some of them were just free floating, and you could spin them and push them. And so myself and this other kid were like spinning them back and forth to each other.
Of course you were.
Yeah, and then they changed different colors and stuff, and absolutely amazing. Like everything. I was so impressed by this entire museum.
Yeah, looks fun. That's funny. That's cool.
I just want to say, you notice that it's very reflective ground. They tell you not to wear skirts or dresses.
Oh.
There's a lot of mirror floors.
That's funny that they tell you that.
Yeah. So that was air. So now this is when you get into water. So then you have to go into a locker room, and you take off your shoes and your socks, and you put them in the locker room, and then you walk up a waterfall, and you're in the water area. And there's different rooms in there also. So one of the rooms had these koi fish swimming, but they weren't koi fish. They were projections of koi fish. And as the music got faster, the koi fish got faster, and the music got slower. The koi fish they would get fast, and they would start following each other, and they would like travel in streams, and then music would slow down, and they would kind of go their own way and become koi fish kind of again. So this is when the music is kind of slower here, and they're just swimming around.
Were you actually ever in water?
Oh yeah, it's up to your knees.
Okay.
Yeah. You can see my foot there, kind of.
Yeah.
I thought they would be interactive. I thought if I moved my foot, because there are rooms where there's animals on the wall, and you touch the wall, and all the animals would leave, or there'd be stuff dripping off the wall, and you touch it, and it would go around your fingers and stuff.
Like the honey wall.
Yeah, but it's all projections. This one was really cool. So this is like a domed room, kind of, and it's a mirrored floor, and they have these projections. So the entire room is filled with these giant flowers, and people would just lie on their backs and stare at the ceiling. It was like so calming and so relaxing. So this is me actually. I'm lying on my back with my camera standing still, my phone just kind of sitting on my chest. Oh, is that all I got? Is that little video? Yeah.
Mhm.
So, anyways, it was great. It was incredible.
Yeah, that's fun. I like that.
So the next day was Star Wars Celebration. Oh, so rooms. So I got my room I had. There was 9 of us originally. 2 of them canceled. There were 7 of us. We're all in the same hotel. Everything is all hunky dory. Chris, one of the guys I was with, messages me, and he goes, "Hey, let's go for breakfast." And I go, "Sounds good." He says, "I'll meet you in the lobby." I go, "Okay." So I go down to the lobby and no Chris. And I wanted to ship my luggage to the next hotel, so I didn't have to carry a big, huge suitcase on the train. Just have my little carry-on suitcase. So I'm talking to the front desk guy, and it took about 15 minutes to figure out what all I had to do for that. And no Chris. So he messaged me, and he goes, "Hey, where are you?" I said, "I'm in the lobby." He goes, "No, you're not." He says, "My wife's been there for 20 minutes. You're not there." So I'm at the front desk, and he says, "Well, we're going to 7-Eleven. I'll meet you there." And I said, "Okay." So I go out to 7-Eleven. They're not there. So he calls me, and he says, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm at 7-Eleven. He goes, "Well, we're at 7-Eleven. He says, "We're standing in front of 7-Eleven. I go, "That's where I am." And he goes, "What hotel are you at?" And so I said, "Well, hang on, I'll go back." And he video called me. I go back. I show him the hotel sign. He goes, "Yeah, that's where we are." And I go, "Well, maybe there's another 7-Eleven. I said, "Which 7-Eleven are you at?" He goes, "I'm at the one across the street." I go, No, the 7-Eleven is right next door. There isn't one across the street." And he goes, "There's a Starbucks next to the 7-Eleven. I said, "Dude, there's no Starbucks anywhere near me." We were at different hotels. Same brand. So it was like DeWalt something, Mitcha Station, and they were like DeWalt something, Mitcha Station 2 or something. I don't know. It was like an extra word added to it. So it was like a 10-minute away, their hotel. They were in a different hotel.
So where was everybody else?
They were all in the other hotel.
So how the heck did you do that?
So they all had a group chat where they were texting each other with them because they're all Americans. So they're all texting, but I didn't want to be part of that because every time they text, it's like 10 cents or 25 cents or whatever. So so I didn't know they were booking the hotel together. So I went ahead and booked this hotel. And then Chris messages me and he goes, "Hey, just to let you know, we're all staying at the same hotel. You weren't part of the group chat." And I said, "Oh, I already booked my hotel." He goes, "Well, what did you book?" So I sent him the link. He goes, "Oh, that's where we're staying. That's the same hotel." And I said, "Oh, well, that worked out." Well, it was like staying at a Holiday Inn, but there's another Holiday Inn down the street.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh wow.
That's wild.
yeah. So we weren't in the same hotel. So I was really looking forward to having help, getting back to my room at the end of the night from the train station, because the 3-minute walk took me 20 minutes every day. Getting in line to get, it's kind of like Holly when you and I were at D23 and we had to wait outside for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Same type of thing, except it wasn't 100 degrees and people were spray painting us. They had these Star Wars buses that I have no idea what they were for, other than they were there. They were just cool. I think this is Mike. I think that was his name. I met this Mike and this other person. I don't know who they were. I can't remember who they were. I'm gonna actually try to get him on the solo show. I got his Instagram information.
Okay.
He makes full-size R2D2s from scratch.
Oh
like
wow.
Fully robotic, and he's actually looking at building a BB-8 now, and
Cool.
Tell him to build a chopper, and I'm interested.
He's actually looking at building one of those RX droids that Disneyland has now that walk on the 2 feet.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
those. Oh, like okay, yeah.
Yeah. He's looking. He says that the motors are $10,000 each, and you need 11 of them because they're so small, or 10 of them or something like that. Yeah. I had great seats, like row 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty sweet. The only thing is they gave you these colored wristbands that would change color. Well, I never got the effect of that because I was in the front, like through row 3, so I got to see. Yeah. DJ Elliott, he's a DJ in Walt Disney World.
Okay.
He does all the parties. I ran into him.
Cool.
People say I look like him.
Yeah, I see it.
I should have taken my hat off for the photo because then
Yeah.
it would've been-
Should've.
yeah. I
Almost
actually
the same glasses.
yeah, I ran into him in London and I got my photo taken. I was with Lou Mangello and Peter, who has another podcast, and myself, and we were in Chicago. I think it was Chicago for Celebration. The three of us were trying to figure out what to do for dinner. And this guy from Brazil came and he was so excited that his three favorite podcasters were all together and he could get a picture with us. And he says, "This is like the happiest day of my life." And he was so excited. And then he says to me, he says to Lou, he says, I listen to your podcast all the time. And he says that to Peter. And then he says to me, "I really like your tunes. You always have the best tunes." And I'm trying to figure out, who is this guy? Yeah, okay. You like my music. Okay. So anyway, so then we're at dinner and Peter looks at his phone and he gets tagged on Facebook and he says, "I met my three heroes today, Lou Mangello, Peter Tadone, and DJ Elliott." So,
That is so funny.
yeah, so I have to tell DJ Elliott that story every time I see him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, DJ Elliott's awesome. He makes those he buys old hearse and makes Ghostbuster cars out of them.
And sells them, or
I guess so. I don't know. He made about 3 or 4 of them. This was a big Yoda. I really didn't take very many pictures. I thought Ken would be. This was cool. This was a box set of every Star Wars CD, audio CD. So I think the entire collection of John Williams music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it for sale?
It was for sale. Yeah. It
Okay.
was pricey though. This is the box here. And a special Star Wars Celebration box too. It was pricey, but it was nice. Oh, it's dinner.
Oh boy.
So 2 hours in line for dinner, for lunch, I should say. I met a couple from Norway. We chatted the whole time talking about Canada and Norway and all this and that. I never showed that picture from the baseball game. By the end of the night at the baseball, everything sold out. Like all the food is sold out. Like they put sold out on all the food.
Wow.
Anyways, this was sold out. By the time we got through, this was sold out. Something else was sold out. But anyway, so let's see here. So this is what I ordered. I ordered the Wookiee yakisoba.
Yakisoba.
Yeah, and this is what it looked like.
Okay.
And after you pay, and then they give you these cards, and then they like different cards with numbers and colors, and then you have to go to that station. You turn in the card to get the food. So you have to go to. So if we order 4 things, you got to go to 4 different stations.
Oh my gosh.
If you order 3 things,
Hmm.
so the guy from Norway. So we didn't realize this. So I went and got this thing, and the guy from Norway went and got his, and I saw him in the other line. And I said, "Hey, Norway," and he goes, "What?" He says, "You get mine, I'll get yours. We'll meet up." Because we had the same thing, right? So the next one we went to, like I had the 2, so I got his and mine, and he got his and mine, and then we met up and just did the switch. So I saved some time by meeting a friend.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Men, it was 1,000. It was $12. It wasn't that. I mean, it was okay.
What is it?
It's like chow mein with slightly spicy Jar Jar
Vomit?
noodles. Yeah, vomit. Japanese noodle sauce,
Oh, okay. I see it.
canned tomatoes, ground pork, sesame oil.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
red pepper flakes. Yeah, it wasn't worth waiting 2 hours for. I can tell you that much.
no. And that was the only food options?
Pretty much, yeah. That's everything else. Yeah, and then there was this drink was really good. I have to say, the drink was actually pretty darn good. It was $8 though. What was it? It was just maca
Matcha milk and the syrup and ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, this was an inflatable thing that you would put in your yard for Halloween. It was incredible. It looked like stained glass.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it was really neat. So I took a picture of that. I really wanted this thing. It was a porcelain Darth Vader. It was probably about this big.
Yeah.
Had like the Japanese things on it until I saw it was 90,000. Was it 90,000?
902,000. So how much is that?
So you have to move the decimal over 2. So you take off these 2.
Oh, wow.
So 920. Yeah.
No, 9,000, right?
9,000. No, 902. $20. 9,000.
$9,020.
$920.
No,
$920.
9,020.
9,000.
Yeah.
You're just taking off the 2. It's 9,000.
Yeah, 9,000. Yeah. In any event, I saw the price. I'm like, I'm not affording this. Even if it was $900, I wasn't buying it. Never mind 9,000. But then everybody else wanted to.
Again.
Yeah, I went 7-Eleven again. Got an ice cream. I just liked the way it was packaged. I thought it was really cool. It was really good too. It was very tasty.
That's funny.
Egg salad sandwich, and then I got this water that was milky colored.
Ew.
But it was amazing. It's like I want this water so bad again.
Milk water. That is
I actually apparently it's like a Gatorade type drink.
okay.
Is what I found out after. I just thought it looked cool. And then I wanted like fruit so bad because I normally have an apple and an orange every day.
Yeah.
This is the only apple I could find. Was in a bag, and then these chips. So the next day, Star Wars Celebration, got in line for the Andor panel. No, Andor was day 1. I don't know, some kind of panel. So here's the line goes here, like it kind of goes back and forth here, and then it cuts off because there's a walkway here, and then it continues down here. So I was pretty close in this part. So I was pretty close up in the line, especially when you consider that the line goes over the bridge,
Oh,
down the
My
thing, and then down
Woods,
the street.
grandmother's house.
Yeah, down the street. Yeah, exactly. So it was
that's for a panel?
that's for a panel. Yeah. So I was pretty happy where I was standing. I got
Why did you have that spot? Because you got there 7 hours early?
yeah.
Okay.
I got there nice and early.
Oh.
Yeah. And then they told us just to take selfie with a stranger, but I had already taken it before they told us to.
Of course you did.
It was funny because I was like, hey, let's take a selfie. We took the selfie. Then they, like 20 seconds later, if you meet somebody new, this is supposed to be a celebration. Go to the person next to you and take a selfie. Oh, I already did. It was Andor. Okay. No, this wasn't Andor. I think it was animation. They did this at the wrong panel or something. There's DJ Elliott on stage. So people that follow Andor season 2 or season 1 at the end, they have the escape from the prison.
Mm-hmm.
So these are all the guys that are dressed up as the prisoners from Andor, and they run throughout the convention center yelling "No way out" constantly. Okay, so it was Andor. So that's Deidre and Cyril.
Sure.
He looks a lot different with a beard.
A little
Quite a
bit.
bit.
I mean,
And his hair-
recognizable still.
Yeah. So it's Deidre, and so they were like flirting on stage like nobody's business. Like I think they're a couple in real life now. Yeah. So there's another picture of them. A couple of cosplay. I really didn't take much pictures, honestly. I thought these were cool. As I was walking by, take a picture. Well, here's the No Way Out guys, or One Way Out.
One way out. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did this in London, but they didn't notify anybody that they were going to do this, and security got really concerned because these guys were marching through the convention center yelling
Right.
"One Way Out," like it was a kind of protest going on, and they're like literally calling, going, "What are we supposed to do? These guys are protesting."
That's funny.
I mean, most of them don't even have any orange on them, which is kind of like, whatever. So day 10, day 3 of Star Wars Celebration. I woke up.
Which we remind everyone is the whole reason he went here in the first place. But it was like we're almost to the end of part 2 before he's getting to this.
I woke up at 1:30 in the morning, and I wasn't feeling well. I went to go to the bathroom, and I threw up. I went, oh, this isn't good. And I went back to bed. I woke up at 8:30 in the morning. I was completely covered in sweat. Did not feel good at all. Went back to the bathroom again, threw up again. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not going to Star Wars Celebration. I'm going to be staying in the hotel room. I have to leave like 6 in the morning the next day. So, yeah.
Well, I hope you didn't remedy it by going and getting another one of those pizza sandwiches.
Exactly. I'm like, well, the food you ate was very
well.
questionable.
I had to drop off my suitcase before noon. So I had that all packed. I went down to the lobby. I dropped off the suitcase, went back to the room. I was able to do some laundry. I went to there's a vending machine at the hotel, and this is alcoholic drinks that are sold in the vending machine. And I think this says you have to be over 18 or 21, rather. Sorry.
The one says something whiskey.
Yeah.
And then that one said 14%. So is that
yeah. So these are
Lemon,
alcoholic drinks that are sold next to the coffee or the cream, whatever. So, anyways, so it seems silly that they ask you for your ID at the 7-Eleven, but you can just go to vending machine and buy it.
Yeah.
So I was not feeling well. I stayed in. I ended up watching. Yeah,
So
here's
you
some
got
more.
the whiskey and you went back to the room. No.
Yeah. I got some more of that white milk actually. So I stayed in. I watched. I filled up the bathtub and I watched the Star Wars Celebration on YouTube. Started getting hungry around 5 o'clock and went to the train station just to get some fresh air. No, Steve, you don't have to scan your. At least I don't think so. There's no way to scan your vending ID. I guess.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, Steve.
Yeah, I don't think there is a way to scan your ID. Maybe that is how you do it. I don't know. So I went to the train station just to get some fresh air, and I was starting to feel a little bit better, and I was getting hungry, and picked up some KFC. Oops, I'm always clicking the wrong one. There we go. So I got the American. They had the American burgers at. I think this
was huge.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I got to get an American burger in Japan, see what they think America's all about. So I got. Oh, it's not in. Well, maybe I didn't get an American burger. I think that's a fried egg.
No, it looks like it.
Is that the cheese?
That looks like an egg.
Yeah, but there's no egg in any of these. Maybe that's the cheese. Maybe I get this one. I pointed at something and she gave me something. That's what I got.
Well, at least there's some lettuce involved. That's something.
Yeah, Steve, exactly. Even if you have to scan your ID, you can get someone who's old enough for you to do it for you. Yeah. Or you could just, borrow your mom's purse.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the bed had these. Oh, there was a plug by the bed, but there was no end table. So I had to put the machine on the floor. And there's these knobs for all the lights and everything, which is kind of cool. There's retro style clock and the temperature for the room. I think I took a picture. The drink. This was the coolest thing. I was so impressed by this. So your soda, they put it in this cardboard sleeve, and then they put it in a bag that the sleeve fits perfectly in, and then they fold the top and staple it. So there's no way that bag is falling. So your drink isn't going to fall. Like if you're carrying it, or if you put it, you know what I mean? If you put it down, the drink's not going to topple over.
Well, that's cool.
I was just very impressed by this little cardboard sleeve. Ice cream bar from 7-Eleven.
That looks good.
These are kind of neat. They're kind of like Lay's, but they're just came in a plastic, like a
Pringles.
It wasn't in like this. It was just in the sleeve.
Yeah.
Less garbage. I think that's enough for today.
Are we going to have to do a part 3?
Oh, we could discuss it if we want to. But anyways.
So is Star Wars Celebration, is it even fun? Because I don't know, it just looked like a lot of lines and terrible food.
It's a lot of lines. It's terrible food. but it's a lot of fun. I don't know.
Well, see,
I really-
and this is why he keeps asking me, "Oh, you want to go to Star Wars Celebration with me?" And I'm like, "No, because I've heard you talk about going to
Yeah.
Star Wars Celebration before."
And even
Yeah.
the photos like don't look fun. Like it's just lines and like
yeah.
I don't know. Like
So Steve said, okay, so Japan doesn't sound blind friendly for an American person when you have to point at everything.
oh gosh.
What is if you use a white cane, like if you use a cane if you're blind, they have a really neat system on the sidewalks where they have these it's like a groove in the sidewalk and they're bright yellow. So if you can see a little bit, you can see the bright yellow, and they have like braille on the sidewalk that kind of tells you where you're going. You can kind of tell with your cane, sort of, and
Okay.
and there's a groove and you put your cane in that groove and you just follow that groove with your cane pretty much everywhere you go. When you get to a T, then you can tell by the braille like where to go, if you need to go left or right or go straight. So my wife watches a vlog on YouTube of a blind person, and she went to Tokyo Disneyland and she went to Tokyo, and she said it was very friendly for blind people.
Okay.
And mind you, she had her seeing eye dog with her,
Mhm.
which probably helped a lot and all that. But yeah, as far as pointing at food, yeah, I mean, I couldn't read anything, so it was kind of your pictures of Tokyo
Did you
Disney.
have-
So yeah, so I think that will have to be a part 3. I don't know if we want to skip a week or if we want to do it next week. It's up to you guys. And
I don't have to look at the calendar. I don't know.
yeah,
but,
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll
I was
share
going
it.
to ask, were there a lot of people who spoke English, so you could just like speak to people in English there, or
You know what? There probably was more than I thought. Because I would just assume they don't and just point at food instead of asking or instead of just ordering.
yeah.
Because and that was my own fault, because I should have asked first if they speak English instead of just pointing at whatever I wanted.
because in a lot of countries they do speak English,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I mean as a second language. So
Yeah, because I think what happened was a couple of times I tried speaking English and they didn't understand what I was saying. Like as a group, or with our group, that we all went to dinner at this one restaurant, and there was not one person at the entire restaurant, customers or wait staff, that spoke English, except one guy kind of did, type of thing. And we're using
Mhm.
translators a lot too. That's the other thing too, Steve, is you can use translators where they have pretty much every retailer has a translator where you could speak into it and it would translate to Japanese or translate to English.
yeah,
type of
there's been
Yeah, but
That's
that
it,
still
Molly
doesn't
Burke.
help him with
Look,
trying to
look.
figure out what to eat if he can't see
Yeah,
it.
but you could
like-
say you want a hamburger and fries,
Yeah,
and it would
right.
translate.
Yeah.
You know, yes, it was Molly Burke, Steve. That's who she.
I want a live.
Yeah, I want a live squid, please, on a stick. But could you remove the eyes, because I don't want it to watch me while I eat it.
Yeah.
Caleb's up for a part 3. So part 3 would be strictly Tokyo Disneyland.
Well, I mean that's more my speed than I mean.
Yeah,
We didn't really talk much about Celebration, which was good for me. But
yeah. Celebration was honestly it's just a blur now. Like
yeah,
and being sick that
Especially
third
when
day.
you were sick that day, I'm sure.
I
Because
know.
I spent
That's a
the first
bummer.
2 days going to panels, and then the third day I really wanted to spend time on the floor and take pictures of cosplay and go to I didn't get to the fan room where all the fan made stuff was and all that. I was going to do that day 3.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get to I kind of looked at the Lego display quickly. There was a really neat miniatures display where they recreated Star Wars scenes using like cauliflower and just like household items, but they looked really cool. Like they made like a I don't know, it was just neat, and I wanted to go get pictures of that. And I was going to do that day 3. I wasn't going to do any panels at all other than the closing ceremonies, and I didn't go on day 3.
Yeah, that's such a bummer.
Yeah, Susie's up for a part 3, so we'll have to figure out a date and time that works with you guys, or
Yeah.
I can,
Yeah. Next week might work. I just have to go.
Yeah.
Take a peek. See.
yeah. and I gotta load all the photos and all that. I mean, or we could just keep going. I don't have every photo loaded though. I only have.
Well, let's just plan on a part 3.
Yeah, let's plan on a part 3. Alrighty,
All right.
that was fun.
That was fun.
I hope you guys learned a couple of
Yeah,
things.
I like seeing all the parts of the city. That's cool.
Yeah, it was funny because I was telling people at work that I'm going to this museum, and the first thing you got to do is take off your shoes and socks. They're like, well, what type of museum is that? I should have taken more pictures and photos of it, but at the same time, I wanted to experience
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Even like at Celebration, and they tell you don't take pictures and don't take photos at the panels. And I spent the whole day in the panels.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so I didn't take too many pictures. All right, everybody, have a great week. Stay safe. Be happy.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everyone.